Alright, welcome back. In the last video we solved for our distribution factors, and in this video we're going to solve for the fixed end moments for each span. So let's actually do it in purple this time. Let's calculate the fixed end moments for each of the spans. So if we looked at span AB, and AB does something like this, right? We have a 40 kip here. The fixed ends for span AB are going to be negative P B squared A over L squared on the left side, and it's going to be PB squared over PB squared times A over L squared. And it's going to be positive on the right side. Remember, negative moment on the left, positive moment on the right. P is your point load on the span. B is your bigger distance. So the bigger distance in our case would be this distance right here, and that was 30. A is your smaller distance. Here it's 10. And your total length is your total length. It's 40, right? 30 plus 10 is 40. So if we plugged in a P, which is 40, remember this is negative, B is 30, 30 squared, A is 10, do it that way, and then over L squared, over 40 squared, and if you solve this, you should get negative 225. And on this side, again, P is 40, times B squared, which is 30 squared, times 10 over 40 squared, or L squared, and you should get 225, right? Positive 225. Oh no, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. This B, it should be PB squared A over L squared on the left side, and then PBA squared over L squared on the right side. So this, it should be A squared on the right side. Okay? Sorry about that. So this is not 225, it's actually 75. 75 on the right side. So I'm going to take this negative 225 and the 75, and I'm going to put them here. So for A, it was negative 225. On the right side, it was 75. Okay? Now, let me take my eraser. That's a giant eraser. Let's look at span BC. BC looks something like that. And it's got its distributed load here, right, of 2 kip per foot. And you have a negative fixed end moment here and a positive fixed end moment here. And remember, for the negative side, or the left side, it's negative WL squared over 12. And the positive, it's just WL squared over 12. W is 2. Length is 30 squared over 12. And on the right side, you have 2 times L, which is, again, 30 squared over 12. And if you solve for both of these, on the left side you should get negative 150, and on the right side you should get positive 150. So I'm going to take these two values and I'm going to put them here. Negative 150 and positive 150. Okay, so then we call out Mr. Eraser and erase all of this, and we look at the span CD. And CD has a point load right in the middle, so it's a little bit easier, and you have a negative on the left, positive on the right. Remember, it's PL over 8 on the left side, PL over 8 on the right side. P is 60, so negative 60 times length is 30, right? 30 divided by 8, and then on this side again you have 60 times 30 over 8. And if you solve for both of these, on the left side you should get negative 225, and on the right side you should get positive 225. Okay, so I'm going to take these two numbers and I'm going to write them here. Negative 225 and positive 225. Okay, so that was the fixed end moments. In the next video, we'll continue doing the moment distribution. We'll start out with distribution 1, and then we'll actually do the different cycles and see where we go. Alright, see you then.